Okay, we're in my shop, and I was just thinking about it. I go to the thrift stores a lot, and the Humanities store. I'm not sure the name of that place, but this is a cabinet I bought, and the subject is about reusing stuff. Now, this cabinet I picked up for $2, and it's all solid wood. And the reason I wanted it was for a place to keep all my stains and my polyurethanes and my varnish and stuff like that. So for $2, I picked up a cabinet ready to go. I had to throw 4 screws in the wall, and it's good to go. I've actually mounted that on these old filing cabinets, which I paid. See how good those open. I think I paid $5 each for these. Here's all my machinist tools in here, and these things just glide open. All my power tools in here, some of them, and they use the top of it as my work area. That way I got my belt sander, my buffing wheel, which looks like it could use a little restoration work, my bandsaw, my scroll saw, and even the light on here. I picked this up at a thrift store. It has a magnifying glass, so you can do fine details if you need to. And I use that as one of my primary lights. Go to this other bench. This workbench right here, I use. This was actually a really fancy desk that was probably a couple $100 originally, and I paid around $10 for it. It had no legs, so I took a crate apart and used the wood off that for the legs, and it's been just fine. The bins here that I mounted underneath, those are I believe old storage containers out of a freezer at Paris, I believe, the casino. They were throwing them away, and I got permission to take them. I have some of them here. Even came with a mat in some of them, and I use that for storage. But the drawers, I got these at, I think I paid 50 cents each for the drawers. Maybe $1 at the most, but they were really cheap, so I bought a lot of them, and I mounted them in here. Here's what it looked like before, and then I cut and mounted them. And they're just basic drawers, and they work really nice. I got this, mounted that up there. There's a storage cabinet, a drawer, more bins. But the list goes on the stuff that I reuse. This old fluorescent light is another shop light. But these things are great. You put them on your workbench, and you want to get right in somewhere, and they go anywhere. They're nice. All my clamps, I picked these up for probably $1 each. And then I sandblasted them, painted them, and they're just great, nice old clamps. Whoever made them took a lot of time to do it. This old dresser I use for storage. I haven't painted it yet. I originally redid this for my daughter's bedroom years ago, and all the knobs fell off. So for my shop, I just drilled some finger holes, and then you can open it up. But I use that for storage for a lot of my shipping materials. Here's an old computer desk that I use. Even the backboard on this is the 1/4 inch or 3/8 fiber board, and that was from one of the casinos. A lot of chairs. I really love chairs and stools. These filing cabinets, just great to store stuff in, nuts, bolts. They come with keys, so a lot of times you find them with the keys. This is for my power cord and my hose, so you can wrap up your hose reel, keep it out of place. I paid $1 for that, and then you can keep your air tools inside of it. It's a really good way to keep your cords and stuff off the ground. What else? Oh, This is a sewing machine desk, antique sewing machine desk. I had no sewing machine, so I got it for $5, and that's my lathe bench. Even the backboard on that was an old map of the U.S. glued on a board with a urethane put over it. But I use that as my protector. This was a shelf. I mounted a light up underneath. Now I have lighting. It's a nice work area to do lathe work. And I just reuse a lot of stuff. This workbench, $5 at a thrift store. My ship's wheel, I don't know what we're going to do with that. It's a real ship's wheel. I looked it up. They're pretty valuable, some of them. That's a large one. And I'm going to be using that maybe to go up here and hang my lighting off of that up on the ceiling. I put this old fan out in my garage to keep it nice and cool or nice and warm in here. But this cabinet, I forgot about this one. I picked this up probably 2 months ago, never used it. It was sitting there. And I said, hey, I need something to put my paint in. And what it is, it's an old key cabinet. So you hung the keys on here, number 94, number 85, 86, 87, 88, and so on. So I got this wire racks mounted in here, and it probably holds close to 30 cans. Here's all my acetone, alcohol, denture alcohol, lacquer, my WD, my tape, and now I'm going to find a lock for it. But I also got some pegboard, plastic pegboard at a thrift store. I got 4 pieces of this for $2, and then I hang my paint supplies on it. But you know, just to reuse the stuff instead of buying new, I think is a good idea. And this is all solid metal. Took a few minutes to mount. But as I look through my shop, you know, oh, this cabinet. This is a great cabinet. Files. This was original. I don't know what this was. These are all shoebox size, about 18-inch deep, maybe 19 inches deep. Shoebox size drawers. I keep my screwdrivers, measuring devices. Nothing much in that one. Steel wool is completely packed full of steel wool. Sandpaper, pliers. But I've used this as a tool cabinet, and it really works great. My rock tumbler. This is a motor out of a bread machine. So I just reuse a lot of stuff. I have another one over here on the ground. The motor for that rock tumbler is out of a ice cream maker. My sand bin, that is an old water cooler. I keep my sand in there. And this fire extinguisher, I'm going to make one of these into an auxiliary. I have this soda blaster, and after looking at it, a lot of the same components are right here in the fire extinguisher, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to convert one of these into a soda blaster, and it'll be good to go. But before you go look to buy new, try and buy used and refurbish, you know, reuse. This is an old church bench. I still got one piece left to go on it, on the where people put their feet right here. But you can see that's where the books went, the Bibles, and it's an old church bench. But even today, old socks. And I said, you know what? Pick this up. You can see the price was $1.50. Ready to go box. And this is where a lot of my rags are going to go. So I'll just be able to, it'll be my rag box. So one side will be dirty. Actually, this will probably be the dirty side, and this will be the clean ones. Put the old ones in here. So that's actually, we'll go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to put a bottom on this. And that's the new rag box. But reuse. Anytime you can reuse something, do it. What else did we buy? You can see there's all kinds of stuff I pick up. I need extras. Heater, more pegboard, clamps, metal boxes to put stuff in. This saw I got for about 50 cents. It was completely destroyed and rusted out, and I sandblasted it. I might throw a coat of paint on it. Still sharp. It probably was only used a few times. Refurbish, reuse. That's about it for me. I just wanted to show you guys my new cabinet, my stain cabinet, and talk about reusing stuff. Until next time, this is Bob signing off.